Good afternoon. How are y'all? Good. Exciting season for Georgia State University and our football program. Of course, many of you have probably heard that moving into Georgia State Stadium on August 31st, our first game there, and formerly known as Turner Field, is a huge, huge thing for us. With a new stadium, and then of course myself being a new coach and kind of a new mindset with our football program, we're looking forward to the things that we can achieve this year. We've got a great group of young men that have worked very, very hard throughout the spring and the summer, and we're looking forward to getting started here on the 31st as they report and starting camp up on August 1st. So, like I said, it's an exciting time for us, and thrilled to be here with the Sun Belt Conference. I think, when you look at this media day that the Sun Belt Conference has put on, it's truly remarkable, to tell you the truth. I did not expect anything like this coming in. And I think it's a tribute to what our conference has built and how it's grown and to where it's going to go. And I think Carl's done an outstanding job in just setting this place up to be successful, and our conference certainly will. Any questions that I can take?
Coach, you guys start with Tennessee State. They're a FCS ranked team. How do you keep your players focused on that and not looking ahead to Penn State?
Well, I don't know. I mean, have you seen us play? I mean, we've got to get better in a lot of areas, and they understand that. Our team understands that. We've got to develop a strong run game, a physical pass rush. There's so many things in our football program that we've got to get better. So for us to go out and overlook anyone would be foolish, to tell you the truth. I mean, even though we're moving into that new stadium, our focus is 100%, and you hear this all the time, 100% on the opponent. But I mean, truly, Tennessee State is all that we're thinking about. I mean, I think our fans, I think our university are really focusing on opening that new stadium up, but our football team is focusing on Tennessee State.
Over here, Coach. Marcel Puget, Sports Inquirer. I'll still start offensively. Talk about the contribution of Penny Hart being back, hopefully healthy for a full season, and also having a Connor Manning who was a transfer last season but now has a full offseason with the team. What improvements do you expect to see from him overall?
Yeah, well, anytime you have probably one of those dynamic, electric receivers in the conference back, it's going to benefit your football program. I think Penny coming back and at full speed is going to, of course, help our offense tremendously. And then, you take a Penny and you add him with a Connor Manning, where a year ago Connor led the conference in passing, and you just add him in, and that's just an added bonus. I mean, something that Connor didn't have the joy of working with a year ago. So, when you kind of look at that combination, you think there's big things to come. And I've said all along, and they understand this, we're going to build it from inside out, and we've got to develop a strong running game. But when you have a playmaker like Penny Hart on the outside and Connor Manning has the capability of getting that ball to him, it's going to open up our run lanes inside as well.
Brett Strelo, Winston-Salem Journal. Shawn, just taking over a program as a head coach, I'm sure there have been a lot of influences on you, but just as a player and as a coach in Boone, were there some principles or some things that you learned along the way there that kind of shaped the kind of coach you want to be for this program?
Yeah, when you look back, you always have certain things that have touched your life or your career. And, I think my days at Appalachian State were probably touched through one man and one man alone. That's Jerry Moore. And whether it was, practice, whether it was preparation, whether it was how you treat your family or how you treat your coaching staff, things of that nature, the way he built Appalachian to what it is today, the way he built it, I mean, has certainly rubbed off on me, and I'm trying to do the exact same thing here at Georgia State.
Just to follow up on that, is it weird, interesting at all just to be in the same league with them? I'm sure you still know a lot of people there, what that's like to be in such close proximity.
Not at all. I mean, I think it's fun, to tell you the truth. I mean, it's almost like playing in a rec league game. You're playing against all your buddies. I mean, it really is. I'm in contact. I mean, I've got great friends on that staff. Still to this day, pick up the phone and call them each and every, probably talk to them twice, 3 times every other week. And it's kind of exciting.
How much has the new stadium influenced both your decision to take the position as well as recruiting?
Well, it was a huge, huge thing for me. when looking at the football program. I felt like any successful football program needs a place to call their own. I mean, there's something about playing in your home stadium. There's something about having pride to defend the place that you call home. And now that we have that, it's tremendous for our student athletes and for our university. It's done so much for us. I mean, if you're around the Atlanta media market, I mean, we are in the news every single day regarding that stadium, whether it's just the progress of it or the implementation of some new things that's going on there. But it has paid huge dividends for us, huge. And, as far as recruiting, all recruits like shiny new things. And this may not be a new thing, but it's new to us. And it's one heck of a stadium. And when I say that, you don't really understand what I mean, because the world's greatest athletes ran there in the Olympics. The world's greatest baseball players played there. So much history has been laid before us. Now it's our time to go create our own history. And for Georgia State and our university to take over Turner Field, formerly Turner Field, now Georgia State Stadium, has just propelled not only our athletics department, not only our football program, but our university as a whole. And it's just will pay dividends for many, many years.
Coach, over here once again, your experiences in line play, offensively, but I'm sure you've done some work with defensive lines as well. How important is it going to get strong play up front from those units towards success for this year, and how are they looking so far overall?
Well, any football program is really, it's measured by their offensive and defensive lines. To tell you the truth, when I was coming into spring practice, if you had looked and probably just identified problem areas from a year ago, you'd probably said, hey, we need to get better up front. I mean, probably from a pass rush standpoint, from the defensive line, and just an overall preparation standpoint in the offensive line. And as we moved through our spring practice, I kind of noticed that the offensive line was much better than what I anticipated. Now, you didn't have a lot of depth. We had about 9 guys out there at practice, and I knew we had to add depth. But I saw potential. When you say potential, there's an ability to get better and gain confidence and get stronger. I saw those guys grow in the 15 practices we had. So I left spring practice with a good feeling about that offensive line. And from a defensive line spot, we had a senior that was Julian Laurent, was our defensive MVP for the spring, a guy that was kind of just a guy from previous years that kind of really stepped to the forefront. So I thought our 2 line of scrimmages could be pretty successful this coming fall. Anything else? Yeah.
So with Georgia State Stadium, is there a way that you guys can make it football big?
Any way we can make it? Well, they just reconfigured the diamond, made it into a rectangle. We built, I guess you'd call it west side stands, and have brought everything into a close proximity. I mean, I promise you, if you want to come see an unbelievable stadium, you show up on August 31st or get you a picture sent. And it will blow your mind. It will blow your mind. We talk group of 5. We talk power 5. I've seen a lot of great stadiums in the last 7 years being at the University of South Carolina. I saw a great one at Ann Arbor, Michigan when we were at Appalachian State. When you walk into our stadium, when you come from ground level, and it's not just for me, not because I'm a new head coach or for anybody that walks in that stadium, they're going to look up and they're going to get that sense of awe. I mean, it'll take your breath away.